So I'm here with Brad Lindenberg of Lindgolf. His website's lindgolf.com. I'd been to Brad's site about 6 months ago when we just started off Shoes of Prey, because Brad does custom-made golf clubs and golf accessories on his website. So very similar business model to ours, and he's got a fantastic website. And I actually met Brad about a week ago, and we got chatting about our businesses, and just unbelievable how much our businesses are the same, just with a different product. So yeah, I'm at Brad's warehouse and office in Sydney at the moment. We've been having a chat this afternoon, so I thought I'd do a quick interview with him for the 22 Michaels blog, just to share a bit more about his business. So yeah, Brad, when did you start Lindgolf, and how did you get into it?
So I started Lindgolf in 2007. Previously I was selling on eBay, just golf clubs that I bought out of China. I found them on Alibaba and did a bit of searching around, and found a supplier. Decided to import 50 putters, put them onto eBay. We sold out in 3 weeks and made a bit of a profit, and I thought, oh, maybe this will work. And then basically thought to myself, if I want to have a sustainable business, I need to get off eBay and create a brand and build that up, and that's basically what we've done since then.
Yeah, right. So how'd you get into customization? So it sounds like you didn't do customization initially, but...
We started with just the standard putters and all kind of pre-configured clubs, and it was very hard to guess what people wanted, because golf's a game where you need to be fitted, or you get the best out of your game if you are fitted properly. We decided that the best thing to do would be to actually custom build every club. And I guess similar to your shoes, people want to represent their personality in different ways. Golfers need different lengths and flexes and all that kind of stuff in their clubs. Plus the internet was a great mechanism for centralizing all of that. So we could, you can get fitted on the website, put in your height, your wrist to floor measurements, and so forth, and then it'll tell you what flex, what shaft you need, and then we'll basically build up the clubs for you. And with the centralized warehouse we have and the centralized distribution, it allows for over 50 million combinations of clubs to be made.
Wow.
Or sort of permutations of different configurations and colors. And there's no way you could offer that in a retail store.
Right.
Which kind of differentiated us, which is what I was trying to do at the beginning. I didn't just want to be selling the same thing as everyone else.
Yeah, no, that's great.
Yeah.
One thing I've been amazed with visiting you here is that you've been around a lot longer. You're obviously selling a lot more golf clubs than we are shoes. But I'm amazed that it's just you and 2 other people who are running the whole business, and you're effectively doing a sort of a form of manufacturing here as well. How have you managed to set all that up and just run it with 3 people?
I mean, it's about the skill base that you have. My background is technology, and I understand all the e-commerce and web kind of parts of the business. I do a lot of photoshopping and graphic design myself. So, but more so, we've got great systems. So everything's basically automated. You can come, when the orders come into our site, they drop onto the screens in the warehouse, and the club builder can then build a product off the computer screen without having to print out paper and look at picking slips and all that kind of stuff. It happens quite automatically. We import our orders into MYOB every day, and that happens, and that means that we don't have to rekey data. Makes it faster, and I guess we try and run a tight ship and keep as little, keep our costs as low as possible. We also outsource a lot of stuff, so all of our web development is outsourced to contractors that I use only when I need them, so I don't have to have people on staff that aren't busy all the time. We've got great partners overseas who manufacture for us, and they do a lot of work for us in terms of design and the manufacturing side of things. And then my staff here are really loyal and good at what they do, and luckily we've been able to build a business with a small team that that works and is quite efficient. So yeah. So you've got you were explaining to me before, you buy all the equipment in China, ship it to Australia, and then do the customization here in Sydney. Yeah, well, what happens is we manufacture our club heads in the same factories as the likes of Callaway and like TaylorMade and Nike and so forth in China. So the quality of the clubs is just the same. The shaft that we use are UST shaft. They're made in Bangladesh, and we freight them in here, but they're designed in the US. And we bring in all of the components. So we'll bring in a shaft, a grip, and a head that's basically separate. The customer will go online and say, I want green shaft, black grip, black ferrule, and then we'll basically design the club or build the club here.
Yeah, right.
And you can see here are different combinations of different colours. This customer's ordered red grip, red shaft in A flex, which is for a senior player. We've got clubs that suit ladies as well. So potentially this purple one over here, well, that's an L flex, so it's going up to a lady.
Right. And you do all, put all of that together in Australia. So whereabouts is your customer base located? Are you selling mainly in Australia or overseas?
Yeah, so most of our sales come from Australia. I'd say 8 to 10% of them come from New Zealand. Only because we focused all of our marketing efforts and our web, AdWords and web promotions here in Australia.
Yep.
But there's no reason to say if it works here that it's not going to work anywhere else.
Yep.
Obviously, the biggest market for golf in the world is the US, and I also believe they're the most educated e-commerce users. They're a bit beyond Australia in terms of maturity with being used to buying online and so forth. So that's obviously the next natural progression for us, is to build out into that market, and we're in the process of doing that now with a US-based website, which we're going to be launching in the next few weeks.
Right, and you're gonna offer multiple currencies on your site?
Yep. So we're going to only offer in the US dollars. Mm-hmm. We're going to only offer shipping to the US from that site.
Right.
And then we'll probably clear it'll be charged in US dollars through our Australian account.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Gotcha. So you're doing. So we're using PayPal for our multi-currency.
Yep.
What are you using?
We're going to use eWay. We're going to build in our own exchange rate conversion, which will happen at the point of sale.
Right.
So every day it'll download the current rate, and it'll convert that at the point of sale into Australian dollars. Then the order will be processed in Australian dollars.
Okay.
But there's a bit of a problem there because you can mismatch the currency slightly.
Yeah. Right.
But it's going to be a trial probably for 3 months, and if we get any traction over there in the US, then we'll set up a proper multi-currency account.
Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. How have you gone about marketing the business?
So, when I started, I experimented with a lot of things like press releases, PR, a lot of print advertising. We probably did about 8 to 10 months worth of print advertising and a couple of publications. We spend most of our advertising budget on Google AdWords, and it generates us a significant amount of traffic.
Yeah, great.
And that converts quite well. But the best advertising we find is remarketing to our own database and talking to them about the brand and showing them what people have built and testimonials and new products, and just engaging via that medium.
Right.
And it's also the cheapest because you're engaging your own audience.
So you do an email newsletter for that?
Yeah.
How often would you post or send an email out?
I try and do them every 2 weeks.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes every week, but I'm responsible for that, and it's not my strength. But I do it as much as possible.
So what kind of things are you putting? We do a basic email newsletter once a month, and I've not really read up a huge amount on it. I'm sure we do a pretty bad job. What kind of things are you putting in it?
So I generally do promotions. So I'll put I'll discount a product for a week and run a special offer on a set of irons. Mm-hmm. We'll also, if there's anything new coming out, our laser marking option came out recently, so we did a promotion around that and showed customers what they can do. Yeah. We did around Christmas time we'll run a series of newsletters and brand it up all nice and Christmassy and show gift options.
Yeah.
Father's Day, Mother's Day. What else? End of financial year sale we do sometimes.
So it's a lot of promotion based.
Yeah,
and new
it's more.
products.
Yeah, we try and get conversions, which is what it's all about at the end of the day.
Yeah, right.
But at the same time, you don't want to discount too heavily.
Yeah.